Welcome to Tech Brothers with Amir. In this video, we are going to learn how to create text or CSV file dynamically from store procedure in SSIS package. So what exactly that mean, like dynamically? What does that mean? Let's say you have a store procedure, and I'm calling this store procedure dbo.prc underscore total sale, and that's the definition of a store procedure. It is selecting everything from a total sale table. Now, if you see that these are the columns returned by the store procedure. So tomorrow, if somebody go ahead and made a change and drop a couple of columns from this table, then store procedure is not going to return those columns. In case where you have used this store procedure in first time and it was returning all these columns, and you have used in OLE DB Source, and then you use the flat file destination and map them in tomorrow. If your store procedure is not returning the exact number of columns, or you are adding new columns here, you will have problem. The store procedure not going to pick up the new columns and map automatically to the flat file. Also, if you drop few columns here, then it will complain about that it will not be able to find that column. So we want to create something like that. Okay, doesn't matter whatever our store procedure return, we would like to dump to the flat file every time. Here we will be dealing with three scenarios. Right now, okay, no parameter. Then what we will do in the demo, have parameter. So we are going to create a store procedure. We will alter the same store procedure and maybe create a region as a parameter. Next, what if we have to loop through the set of values? Let's say we would like to create three files. Each one should have the data for each region. So we will have a store procedure that accept a parameter, and then we will loop through the values and create separate files for each of the regions or country or states, whatever you like. So the three basic thing we are going to learn in this video. This is a very interesting video, and you can actually learn quite a bit and use this one as a template to achieve a lot of different requirements. So now let's go ahead and create our package. Open the SSDT SQL Server Data Tools, and then go ahead and right click. Package is already created. Let's right click and create new SSIS package. I'm gonna rename, okay, create CSV or flat file dynamically from SP. This is the second time I'm creating this video. Yesterday I created this video. It took me almost like 45 minutes, but somehow the screen capture software didn't work after 20 minutes. So that was a waste, but anyways, I'm gonna give a try again today. So variables are really important because you can use them in configuration, and by changing the value in configuration, you can change the characteristics or the behavior or the way your package can work. So in our case, I will show you what does these variables can do for us. First of all, a destination folder. That's where our file is going to be created. Think about that. If you have a QA, UAT, and production, you are not going to have the same path for a destination. So this is where our variables and configuration are going to be very useful. Now you create a configuration for these variables, and then in production you will just change the value in your XML or configuration table according to the path you have. Maybe you have D drive or F drive, whatever the driver, and you don't have to come to the package and make any change. Next, let's go ahead and create the folder, log folder variable. If our package fails and we would like to get the information, especially the script task part, that's what I'm caring about. Rest of the logging you can enable separate. So this logging will be for script task. So we will put the file there in the log folder and say, okay, our package failed with this reason or with this error. Now I'm going to make it more dynamic, and I'm saying file delimiter. So tomorrow you decide. Today, let's say you want to comma delimited. Tomorrow you want to say, no, I don't want comma, I want pipe sign, and or I want tilde. So whatever you want, and you can just change in the configuration the file delimiter variable value, and again file sorry, extension that I want to control as well. Sometimes people say I want to create the .txt file. Sometimes they say, oh, I want to create the .csv file. So that's also important. I'm going to create that. Next, flat file name, and I'm going to call this one part, because I'm going to use this part, whatever you provided here, and then I will be adding the date time to it. Let's call this one maybe Tech Brothers total sale. This is all good. And what do you guys think? Anything we are missing? Okay, how about stored procedure name? Because we didn't provide the stored procedure name. Stored procedure name, because that's important, because that's what exactly we need to use. And here I have created a stored procedure called the DBOPRC total sale. I'm going to copy and paste it right there. Good. We are pretty much good here, but in case we have issue, we come back and fix it, as we need to run this stored procedure, and that stored procedure does exist in a database. So we have to go to the connection manager and create a connection manager for a database. So right click, new ADO.NET connection, and here let's say we use a new, we have to provide the SQL Server instance name, and then we will be providing SQL Server database name. Amir PC, fine, or local, and then I have Tech Brothers IT. Let me go back here and get the server name, actually at the rate server name. So that's what I will provide, because no, let me go back here. Now Tech Brothers IT, test the connection, looks good, hit OK. Now let's rename this one. Instead of Amir PC and all that, would like to call one DB connection underscore Tech Brothers IT. In your case, it will be DB connection underscore maybe sales or HR or whatever you have in your company, and that's what you're gonna use. I'm going to make some space here. Let's bring a script task here. Now we will be adding these variables to the script task. Open it. We are using C# for the scripting. You can use Visual Basic if you like, but the script I will provide is written in C#. So select all user variables what we have created, hit OK. Now edit script. I already have written the script on techbrothersit.com, so I'm going to take you there. And also the table I'm using for like total sale, this is under the SSRS video tutorial. So you go under SSRS video tutorial. This is the very first link, script to the create table, total sale table. So I clicked here, and this is given me all the definition and dummy data. So I use that to create a table. If you want to create it, you can create it. Now we will go to the SSIS video tutorial and then find the script for our video. Here we are under the script task. I'm going further down, and I find dynamic text or CSV files with the script task. And now you will see number 9, how to create text or CSV file dynamically from stored procedure. Few things to notice here. I have written this post. If you are not interested to watch a video, fine, but the things you will miss, I have not used the parameter. I have not used the looping part, like how to pass the different parameters to the stored procedure. So you might miss that part, but the rest of that, if you have straightforward stored procedure, you can use this post, and you don't have to watch the video. Now first of all, we will be adding the namespaces. Copy the namespace, come back to the script editor, and that's where we are going to paste. System.io, as we are writing the data to the flat file or CSV or text files, so we will be using a system.io namespace. We will use different method and instance from this namespace. As we are reading the data from the SQL server, we will be using system.data.SQL client namespace. Come further down and you will see public void main. Let's delete this because I have written this part in the script already. So let's go back to the TechBrothersIT, and here is our rest of the code. I'm going to put the link in the description, so you don't have to worry come in here and navigate all the way to this post. You can go to the description of the video, link will be there, just click and it will bring you right here. Let's go back and paste the code. Let's save the code right here and build. This build will be succeeded in case we don't have any issues, any errors. So fine, we don't see any issue or any error, but I would like to tell you one thing. If your variables, let's say we are using SSIS variable names here and we are using connection manager here, if even it's totally wrong, that's you have defined here, and you're in script test you have totally different, it's not gonna throw you error on the build. So you have to take care of that part by yourself. So let's start from the very first line. We are saying string type variable, okay, date time, and then same in the timestamp in that. Then we have try block, and this time date time I'm using to create the file. So I'm saying destination folder, create this file and add the date time to it, and then we have file extension. Also I'm using this one in the error. So in case of error, we are using in the catch block, and the error log file will be created in log folder with the date timer. Okay, now these variables, I created these variables here and then saved the value from the SSIS variables to these variables. Why? Because I don't want to use dts.variables and then all that long way to get the value. So I save the values here on the top, and then I can just simply use these variables instead of writing this entire code everywhere. So let's compare our variables, flat file name part. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this window as well, minimize this a little bit so we can kind of see both things together, and let's move this one. Okay, flat file name part. Why I'm doing this one? Because in your case maybe you have a standards called var file name, or everything in the SSIS variable you start with the var variable. So in whatever the naming standard you have it, to follow that part, and then just come back here in the script and change that. We have file name part, sorry, flat file name part, find destination folder is there, store procedure name is there, okay, file delimiter and file extension. So we have pretty much everything. They are case sensitive, make sure you have using the same case here, and you have the exact same in the SSIS package. Now once these variables are done, then we are going to use the connection manager what we have created in SSIS package. Remember, we have the name of our connection manager is a db underscore connection underscore TechBrothersIT. All right, so this is what you need to change. If in your case maybe sales or HR or whatever you are using, so you have to make change right here. Then we are running the store procedure or executing the store procedure, and you see that execute store procedure name. We build this query and then we execute this query, and this is pointing to the this is using our ADO.NET connection. So fine, once this will run, the data will be saved into the d underscore table data table, so it will be in memory. Then we are building a string type variable and saying that is equal to the destination folder backslash file name part underscore date time plus file extension. So this will build a complete file name for our result set. So that's where our result set will be dumped or written. Now we are creating a new instance of stream writer saying SW, and then we saying SW use this file full path. That's where you need to write, and then we are writing the header, and then we will be writing all the records from the data table. So we have d underscore table, we will write all those records. Every time new line, once this it is going to write one line, and then we will jump to the next line, and then finally once that is done we will close the connection to the file and we will say success. In case if error happen, we will come to the catch block, and then we will be rewriting or creating a error log file with the date time. So that's pretty easy, right? No big deal. You can just even copy and paste, but make small changes according to your variables and it will start working for you. Hit OK. Let's go to destination folder. We do not have any file as of now. I'm going to run the store SSIS package and see what happened. Okay, failure, fine. Let me go back to the error log. Here, remember we have created the log file and see. Let me drop this one. Let's see if we have a okay log folder, destination. Let me rerun and see. Okay, try to get the error. DB connection is not found. TechBrothersIT connection is thrown the exception. Okay, so let's go back here. First of all, we would like to take a look in this error. So okay, DB connection TechBrothersIT not found. So that's one thing it is complaining about that. That's good thing, so we can fix that. Fine, let's go back and take a look. TechBrothers, see here we have a lowercase, maybe that's the problem. So I'm gonna make this one to uppercase and that should take care of it. But in case TechBrothers IT, that's I believe this is what I have. And let's take a look on the, yep, that's what it is expecting. So now we are making exact letters or cases. So let's rerun and see what happened now. Okay, completed. Remember I was telling you this is case sensitive, so even variables and the connection manager, so make sure you have exact same case. Now let's go back and take a look in the destination folder. A file is created, TechBrothers underscore total sale underscore timestamp. Fine, so we can see that it got all those columns from the store procedure and dump the data into the file. Now let's play with it. Now here instead of comma, if I would like to create with the pipe sign, I can do it just by changing the file delimiter. So once I do that, I can go ahead and run my package. It completed. Let's go back and take a look, and here, sorry, the latest one, you can see that the file is created with the pipe sign now. That's pretty awesome, because with the small changes you are playing, you are not making change into the package, but just by using the variable values, you are controlling the functionality. So let's say CSV. If we want to have CSV file, and I don't like this TechBrothers underscores total sale, maybe I will just say sale, and that as a file name. So let's run this one. Completed successfully. Now if we go back to the folder, here we have sale underscore date time and data CSV. So you can take a look, see everything came just fine. Great. Let's make it more complicated. You see that you can control different things here. You can have different file delimiter, different extensions. You can change the file name part. Now we are interested if we have a parameter for our store procedure, what we can do. Let's go back and change that first of all. So we are going to say alter procedure, copy this entire code, new query maybe will work better. We say alter procedure, and here we are going to say @region, and watch your, maybe 50 is fine because we don't have a whole lot, and where region is equal to region. Now alter it. Let's run with some value. So I know that this table has some Asia, North America and Europe. So, and let's provide the value. Let's say we go for Asia now. Yep, it's getting Asia data. Instead of selecting all those columns, I can also select a few of the columns. You can right click on the table and say select the top 200, 1000 or 200, whatever you have, and now select the columns you like. So let's remove these all columns and select few of the column. So that will also give us freedom or test like, okay, we can even change the definition exact, like number of columns can be changed and the stored procedure should still work. So I changed the columns. Instead of selecting everything, now I'm selecting like five of the columns, and it should work just fine. We shouldn't have any issue. Now we go back and take this thing, just put the parameter right next to it and see it should work or not. Let's run the package. Completed successfully. This is good news. And now we can see the CSV file created with those 5 columns and whatever the data returned by the stored procedure. This is really awesome. I like that part, but one thing is missing. Now, as we know that we would like to loop through the values and create multiple files, we can make small changes in our package and make it way, or we can work it through to run the same package for multiple region. Here we know that it is accepting the parameter that's region. So if we can have a loop through for the region, we can run our package and create multiple files. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna get the list of the distinct region. So how I'm gonna get that one? I will use the execute SQL task right here. I will make the connection. I already have a ADO.NET connection, so I don't have to worry. And here I'm going to say use this connection manager, and the select statement we can write something like that. Select distinct region from DBO total sale. Now we will get 3 regions and we will loop through, so we can create 3 files by using the same store procedure. Let's go back here. Put the value. We could have done the same thing in the C# code, but I'm going to use some built-in tasks and loops here. Full result set, because it is returning us more than one row. Excuse me. Go to the result set and add, and that's where you provide 0, and then next you are creating a new variable. I'm going to call this one region obj. Object type, because that can save all the records in the memory for us, and hit OK and hit OK. Now once we have the records in the memory, what we need to do, we need to loop through. What we can use here for each loop container. First connect your SQL to the for each. I'm going to rename get all the region value, region in object type. Next loop through the object type variable. Object type variable, and inside we need the script task. Fine. Double click on the for each loop. We come to collection, and here not using for each file enumerator, we are going to use for each ADO enumerator, and select the object type variable, that's region obj, and the rows in the first table, yes, and the variable mapping, we have to map to the variable. So I'm going to call this variable var region, or maybe just simply region. Fine. It is going to be string, and this is it. Now we are getting the region on each of the iteration or the loop. Now we need to use in our definition right here. So let me show you, because right now we are kind of hard coding this value right here. So on each of the iteration, we need to use a new value. How I can do that? I can actually write the expression on the store procedure variable. So let me copy this part, and then I can go to the expressions here. I'm going to put double quotes around here, and then put double quotes around here. So I will have a single quote, then I will have double quote, single quote, double quote, plus sign, and then I will bring the region value. So that's what I'm getting every time when my loop is getting the value from the region object. And then I will put a plus sign, double quote, single quote, double quote. So this will build mean something like this. So we'll have a store procedure name, and then every time a new value come, that will be in the single quotes. So such as Asia, North America, or Europe. So this is what I need. on each of the iteration, and you can see that fx symbol show in this variable. So we are good here, but we'll notice that what happened. Let me run this as it is, and then I will come back. And remember, we need to add actually the region name to the file as well. Okay, let's go ahead and do this part first, because we don't want to just to keep creating scenarios here. So let's as we need to add the region name to the file, you have to come to the script task and add the variable first, and that is region. So I'm going to find the region variable here. It will be really nice if Microsoft will let me sort this part over. Okay, yeah, this one, region, and then I'm going to go to the edit script. See, very small change I'm making, and I can change the functionality of my package. Now I'm going to copy this part and paste it, so I can create a variable called region, and this is also region on SSIS. And as we are creating the file name, so it is file name part underscore, and that's where we will add the region. You can add region in the front of the file name, so it doesn't matter, it's your choice. You can remove the date time if you like, you can remove the extension. I mean, the extension and date part, I like it because you need to have extension. If you don't want to provide the extension, just let it be in the variable and handle it there. But date time, if you want to remove it, you always want to override the file, so those kind of scenarios can be done. Let's add after the file name part, so I'm going to add underscore again and say region, because each requirement is little or slightly different. What we have, sometimes we have region in the front of the file name, so that's not big deal. That's why I walked you through all the code, so you would know that where we are doing what, and you can make small changes. Now come back and close it. Every time it is going to loop through, it is going to get the region value and then create the file for us. Let's go ahead and run it. We might have some issues. I will show you what I was talking about. So okay, so we did not put underscore with Asia. Let's open it and see. We have, it would be nice if we would have the region here, so we could see if we are getting the data from each of the region. So we are missing that column here, and I'm gonna go ahead and add that part. So let's go back to your store procedure, and at the end we can call this one a region, because we have this column. Alter this store procedure, and if we execute now, yep, this is what we want. Come back with this package. Remember, I told you this is dynamic, so you don't have to make changes to the package. You are making changes to the store procedure, that's fine, but that's the beauty of this template package. You make any change to the store procedure, it's not going to hurt, and we don't have to come back and remap. Now let's go back and drop this. The only thing, if I'm going to go ahead and make a change, because we did not put underscore after the region. I want to have a nice file name creating every time, so I need to change that, but that's only one time right here when you're developing. Rest of that, you will change your package, change your store procedure. It's not going to complain about that. Bring whatever you can. It will dump the data to the CSV. Okay, run it. All good. Open it. And now you see that we have sale underscore Asia underscore this and that, so you can change it the way you want. And seems like I have put double underscore right here, so you can remove it. Now let's open each file. Asia, Europe, and then we have North America. This is really beautiful. I like that. And now if you go back and say, oh no, I don't like CSV files, I want text files, fine, just change the file extension, and it is going to work just fine for you. Stop the package, and you see the new file are created. So now they are created as .txt and comma delimited. You can see the data for Asia, we can see the data for Europe right here, and then we see the data for North America. I really appreciate the time you guys spend with me and try to learn, and I also learn a lot of good things from you guys. You leave the comments, sometimes very nice comments, sometimes very bad comments, and sometimes comments with what I can work on and improve myself, and explain in a better way. So I like the third part, like, okay, you like the video, great. You love the video, great. I hate your videos, totally understand, no big deal. But if you don't like the video, leave the comments in a way like, okay, this is where you could have improved. So in next video I will try my best to improve it. We are gonna go a long way, and I'm sure there would be hundreds of people, they will watch these videos and learn good stuff from there. I appreciate one more time, and I will see you guys in next video.